Hello, Top Fan Rivalry followers, and welcome to another edition of Tiger Town Talk. Now, typically, my co-host and I, Harmony, bounce some stuff off of each other, but Harmony brought on a guest today. She brought a guy who is the minor in trash talk. He knows how to trash talk. He majored in something in school and then minored in trash talk. He's ready to talk about the Braves. He's got the broom behind him, perfectly strategically placed when he's going to talk about the Tigers. And
I don't even know how it got behind me. So it's so unprofessional. I'm so sorry to all the Tigers fans. I'm so sorry. Didn't even realize that was so sorry.
So, Harmony, obviously, welcome to your own show, but our special guest, Thomas, who's been on a number of things with us, welcome to you and welcome to Tiger Town Talk.
Welcome, Thomas. You're lucky you're one of my favorites.
Guys, I'm gonna be here.
So we're gonna jump right into it. So we're gonna jump right into it. The Tigers and the Atlanta Braves played each other last week. Now we were supposed to record this last week, but so many things got in the way. So we're gonna start recording right here, right now. So Thomas, why don't you tell us a little bit about what happened with the Tigers, Brave series?
So basically, the Braves finally did what the Braves are supposed to do against a subpar team. And I do apologize about taking that jab at the Tigers, but when you look at a comparison of all the teams across Major League Baseball to the teams that are actual World Series contenders, like the Braves, like the Phillies, the Dodgers, and when you look at other teams, like any teams in either Central Division, there are just different classifications. So the Braves did what they're supposed to do. We swept the Tigers like we're supposed to do. And the Braves haven't been doing what they're supposed to do all season. So I was very happy about
it. Okay. Harmony, your thoughts on the Tiger Brave series?
So I've been so disappointed in the Tigers this year. So I kind of agree with Thomas that we're subpar, even though there were really high expectations for the Tigers. So I've just been so bummed.
There were 2 out of 3 competitive games. It was a 1-run game for game 1 and game 2. So y'all were right there, one hit away from breaking it open and taking those games from us.
But our offense sometimes wants to work and sometimes it's like, I don't know.
The hat I have on my head. How do we go from the best offensive team in 2023 across all of Major League Baseball history to barely being able to get out of bed in the morning in 2024? We have almost the exact same rosters last year, but this year our bats are just not there. We're ranked in the bottom third of the whole league when it comes to offensive numbers. We're just not doing it this year.
Yeah.
So part of the problem is something that I had said early on, Thomas, and that was if the Braves have 2 major injuries, it could be a Willy Wonka year for them. And Spencer Stash went out early, and now Acuna went out.
We don't have enough time tonight to talk about all the injuries we've gone through for the Braves roster. But yes, we've had some big time injuries this year.
Yeah. And you don't have to talk to me about injuries. I got an entire all-star team of starting pitchers on the IL. But one of the things, Thomas, that I think is discouraging for the Braves is with Acuna out, you can pitch around different people. And you see that in the results with Matt Olson. You can pitch around different things. Remember, Matt Olson had, 53 home runs last season?
That's because you pitch around him. You had Acuna in front of him. You had Austin Riley behind him. You have to pitch to all 3 of those batters.
And now?
And now you have Ozuna, who's triple crown in all 3 categories right now. But other than that, everyone's hit or miss where they're going to strike out 15 times in a row or they're going to hit a home run. So that's not really much of a threat this year.
Yep. Okay. So Harmony, what went wrong in your series against the Braves?
pitching, Tarek Skubal, who I've been praising to the skies, has now had 2 bad starts, and we need to get him right. Our offense needs to get it together for the love of everything, please.
And Harmony,
And Javier.
don't worry. Harmony's about ready to ship Javier Baez to anywhere that will take him for fungo bats and batting practice balls.
If he can play the outfield, I'll take him in Atlanta.
You can teach him. You know what? You can have him, and I will have the Tigers pay all of his contracts. Just take him. I don't care.
You know magic happens in Atlanta. Look at Jesse Chavez, who looks like a minor league player on any other team roster, but he's an all-star player when he has that Braves hat on. So there's magic in the water in Atlanta. Don't know what it is, but I'm not going to complain about
I feel like I'm listening to.
My hands. He'll be in the National League.
I feel like I'm listening to a '90s commercial. There's magic in the real thing, like it's a Coca-Cola commercial. All of a sudden, New Kids on the Block or Milli Vanilli or somebody's going to pop out. Thomas, come on now.
Listen to the song. Welcome to Atlanta, where the players play. They come here to do big things.
Okay. Okay, so Thomas, after you swept the Tigers, then who did you play this weekend and what happened?
This past weekend, we took a trip up to the Bronx, played against the Yankees, and we got another series win, won 2 out of 3 against the Yankees. And that's a very good team out of the American League. And it's one of those higher caliber teams that the Braves have to put on their big boy pants. You got to play a ball out there or you're going to get beat. Because just like the Dodgers, they have a all-star caliber team where they're going to have 3-4 guys that are capable of not just making the all-star team, but starting the all-star game when they're at the top of their game. So us getting 2 out of 3 against them, I'm very excited and very happy about that.
Okay. Harmony, after getting manhandled, let's not just call it a spade here. After getting manhandled by the Yankees, by the Braves, where did you guys go?
We played the White Sox, and we took 2 out of 3.
Who's not taking 2 out of 3 from the White Sox?
I know.
Braves. Beginning of the season, Braves were one of the. I think we lost the series against the White Sox at the beginning of the season, and 2 out of their 4 wins they had for the first 25, 30 games were from the Braves.
How does it make you feel, Thomas?
Come on, Thomas.
Me being a Braves fan for my entire life, I'm used to it by now. The Braves play to the level of their competition, where if we're playing against the White Sox, they are just going to be bad for some reason. But when we play against somebody like the Yankees, we take 2 out of 3 of them. We put up, 15, 16 runs in 3 games. I don't know what it is.
Fair enough. Okay, so let's talk this week. The Tigers played start out the week. Who? Harmony.
Phillies. We played the Philadelphia Phillies.
And Thomas, the Braves start with who this week?
4 games against St. Louis Cardinals.
Ooh, a red hot team. Red hot team right now.
Red hot, still in the Central. I don't know. I have a bias against the AL and the NL Centrals for the past 5 years. They just haven't played a good brand of baseball to me. So anytime I see we're playing against a Central team, no matter what they've been doing for the past week and a half, 2 weeks, those are games that, in my mind, we should be winning. So 4 games, I'm going to be upset if we don't get 3 out of them.
Okay. So that being said, are you now a Tigers fan since they're playing Philadelphia?
I will be a Tigers adjacent fan, if that makes sense. I will cheer for the team that is playing against the Phillies, but like I said this entire season, I'm not that concerned with winning the NL East this year. I'm trying to get us healthy for the postseason because there has to be something astronomical to happen other than losing your best 2 players on the team for us to not make the playoffs. and I want to play for the long haul. I want to play for getting deep into October. So if the Phillies want to take the NL East, I'm fine with it. Let's just make sure we're healthy going into October.
Okay. And before I ask Harmony her next question, what are your thoughts? What are your overall thoughts about making the playoffs? Do the Phillies hold true? The Mets are coming on hot. They're coming in hot right now. Do the Braves stay where they're at and make the playoffs, or is there any type of concern?
Is that for me or is that for Harmony?
No, for you, Thomas. Braves.
Braves will make the playoffs. Lock it in. I'll submit my $5 bet on that one. Braves will make the playoffs. I'm not concerned with not making the playoffs. Now, where we're going to be seated, whether that be NL East winners, whether that be the winner of the wild card, don't know, to be determined. But the Braves will be one of the playoff teams. You can lock us in for that one, and then you can you can take a dart and throw it at any other team that wants to get slightly over 500. You'll make the playoffs in this new playoff system because there's only a handful of teams over 500 now.
Yep. Okay. And Harmony, what are your thoughts about the Tigers?
We're not making the playoffs. We might as well sell at the deadline.
So you're phoning it in, Harmony. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And gleefully, I'm disappointed, but
Okay. All right. Thomas, what do you think about the Tigers? When you were coming in to play the Tigers, what were your thoughts?
I wasn't concerned with it. I love Harmony. I love talking trash with her, but I never took a second look at the schedule for when we were playing against the Tigers. I'm trying to, okay, we're finally in a relatively easy portion of the season where we have the Tigers. Don't really count the Yankees because they're a great team. Then we have the Cardinals. Then we have the Pirates. Then we have San Francisco Giants. This is where we make up ground to Philadelphia. So I'm not looking at any of these teams individually. I'm looking at the 10-day to 14-day stretch that we have against teams that one of them, two of them are over 500. Even one of those teams is barely over 500. We need to take at least 9 to 11 games out of this 14-game stretch.
Okay. And Harmony, what do you do with the rest of your season?
I think we sell at the deadline and try to. We have a really good farm system, but I think we try to build on it. Maybe get some good bats.
Okay. Okay. Now, Thomas, you minored in trash talk in college. Is that correct?
That is correct, sir.
And Harmony took some of the classes that you were the professor of for trash talking. So
I'm not going to say what
She made in the class, but she was in the class.
I didn't ask that question. So Thomas, as we're wrapping up this episode, give me 30 seconds of why you think the Tigers are just a waste of space, talk some trash. And then Harmony, I'm going to give you the opportunity to rebuttal this. But both of you profess to have minors in trash talking. Thomas even taught a course at the University of Trash Talk, Atlanta. And I want to hear it. So Thomas, ladies usually are first, but we're going to let you lead off here, my good friend. And then Harmony, you'll get the last word. Ready, go.
All right.
Number one, look at the name of their stadium, Comerica Park. What kind of name is that? I mean, there's only America, but y'all want to be the Comerica? That just makes no sense to me. Number two, look at the logo of your hat. Like, I feel like I've had 1, 2 drinks trying to look like, is that E? Is that a B? Braves had that slightly back in the Boston days, and they were like, no, we're sober now. Let's go to a real logo so that you can actually read. Number 3, man, that orange and the navy blue, it gives me like too many Auburn vibes. So something about that color scheme doesn't really sit well with me. I love the navy blue and the white. It's very close to the Braves. But when you throw that orange in, it just kind of okay. That's all I'm gonna get for you. Only get 3.
Okay.
Number one,
Okay.
America is a bank. Number two, it's the Old English D. Ye old, like back in Shakespeare, Thomas. Number three, I can't refute the Auburn. I will never look at Tiger's colors the same. Thank you very much.
I love it. So everybody listening to this again, most of the time, this is Harmony's show. So most of the time, Harmony would host this thing with me. We go through some stuff. We had to bring in our good buddy Thomas. Thomas is the Braves fan extraordinaire. Yes, Harmony.
Thomas, I have a question for you, and you have 30 seconds to respond. Name
Yeah.
reasons about the Tigers. Go.
Hey, one more time.
Answer one more
Yeah,
time.
we can't hear you.
Name three nice things about the Tigers.
Oh,
Three
geez.
nice-
About the
Now
Tigers. Who? Man, I might need more than 30 seconds. Love the giant tiger statue outside your stadium. That's one of the few stadiums I have been to across Major League Baseball. That's where I took my photo. Number two, they give a great tour around the stadium. I'll give you that. I used to work in ballpark tours for the Atlanta Braves, and the Detroit Tigers give a great tour. Then number three, I love that fans can still watch through the fence in center field to be able to watch the game. It gives me that old school, like the 1960s, 1970s vibes where you got the kids standing on top of milk crates watching the game when they can't afford a ticket. I like that feel. So there's your three nice things about the Tigers.
And I'll add a fourth. You know what the best thing about the Tigers is?
What is it?
It's what was his name? Roy Shatner, the guy that played in Jaws, plays in the Disney movie, like the 1980 Disney movie Tiger Town. And I mean, that's everything after that was kind of downhill, don't you think, Thomas?
No.
I'm not gonna say downhill. What was that movie that had the pitcher? They had a pitcher for the Tigers. Was it? Was he the same actor that was in Field of Dreams? He was a pitcher for the Tigers. Kevin
For Love of the
Costner.
Game.
Yes. For the Love of the Game. That's a great baseball movie. So hey, there's your fifth nice thing about the Tigers.
Yep, there you go. Kelly Preston and you know, when he's like, "Yep, looks like you got your car kicked right into submission." I mean, you know, it doesn't get any better than that. And by the way, that is a great movie. I don't care.
Great movie.
That movie did not make it to the final four on our best baseball movies, and I was shocked. Do you know what got more votes in the second round? Fever Pitch. How does Fever Pitch get more than For Love of the Game?
How did Sandlot get more than 42?
How did Sandlot get more than 42? Sandlot's iconic.
It's a very iconic movie. But Fever Pitch is just cute. It's a cute movie. It's not baseball, but it's cute.
Fever Pitch has nothing to do with cute. Fever Pitch is awful. So, anyways, that being said, Thomas, thank you so much for joining Tiger Town Talk. We will bring you on again at some point. When Harmony's team is officially eliminated, we'll bring you back into Tiger Town Talk, and then all we'll do for the agenda is just say talk the trash. Just talk the trash. And all Harmony.
There's a race that's going to happen. Is my future child going to be born first, or are the Tigers going to be eliminated from playoff contention? Because my child's going to be born August 15th. So we'll see which happens first.
Ooh. I like this. Challenge accepted. Yes, there's a very good chance that will be some elimination before then. But you know, who knows? What do we know, right?
Baseball gods are a finicky bunch.
There you go. Well, thank you, Harmony, for hosting. Thank you, Thomas, for being on. Stick around for a second. Top Fan Rivalry followers, make sure you go to topfanrivalry.com. Check out everything. Thomas, we got dugout mugs now. I don't know if you saw it. We got dugout mugs now. Not only do we have dugout mugs, we got the locker room, you know, everything like that. So, all right, Thomas, Harmony, let's do it again.
Sure.